Right now. Hold on.
Nigel knock knock.
Who's there?
Go fuck.
I knew who was there.
Yeah, you wanna know?
What's cracking, guys? Omar Esop here with Coach Brian. Coach, how you doing?
Great today, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So we just finished actually doing the Olympic lifting. People want to see the lifts, but I think also we should explain what am I doing? So why am I doing what we're about to show, and what's kind of the plan for progression?
Got it. So, I mean, typically in our training programs, we categorize the training session into priority. So we're always going to start with your priority lift or the technique that we're working on that day. And within the training week, we try to use as much variation of those Olympic lifts as possible.
Okay.
So it's not just a full snatch from the ground, a full clean and jerk from the ground. You might go several weeks without doing the same exact variation of the Olympic lift, right?
Okay.
And variation is key.
Right. Before people see the footage, they might be like, man, I want to see your max. Like, I want to see your max snatch, Omar. I want to see your max clean and jerk. How come we're not pursuing just like a 1 rep max like you would say in powerlifting to maybe establish your 1 RM? Like, why aren't we lifting maximal weight? Why are we building technique? All this technique talk. Like, man, why are we only lifting 100 pounds?
Well, Olympic lifting is a very technical sport. You know, apart from being strong, which you do need to be, you also have to be very proficient in your technique. So what we often do is in the training programs, we work off of percentages of your 1 rep max.
Okay.
So we seldom, especially in early stages of training, work up to that 1 rep max. Instead, we'll stay within the 65 to 85% of your 1 rep max so that we can really build technical efficiency.
Right.
And get you really comfortable at that lift and get a little bit more reliability from your technique before we challenge the weights and get you lifting heavier weights.
So what phase are we on right now? Like, what am I actually doing? What's this like block? Because I've taken a look. I have like AM, PM sessions. Like, what is it, Brian?
This particular block of training is what we would call an accumulation phase or a higher volume phase. So the percentage of 1 RM that you're going to be lifting is a lot lower. So we're not going heavy, but we're lifting with a lot more volume, a lot more sets, a lot more reps through this training phase. So what that's going to build is it's going to help us groove a movement pattern. It's going to help us teach and really solidify your technique. It's also going to kind of limit how much we lift every day so that, you know, we keep your body fresh and we keep you moving in the right direction.
To the bar, Tony, punch the bar.
And you just be like mid-lift going like, what the fuck is he doing?
What does that mean?
Or instead of like take a deep breath, you like clean it. And instead of like deep breath, you'd be like, replace the air. Replace the air. Just like, it's just enough to make you go, what the fuck? And then miss the lift.
And miss the lift, yeah. Thanks, coach.
Same thing. See if you can do it without moving your feet for the squat. So you gotta extend. Right now your extension is like, it's okay, but you're like that. Instead of, try to get the knees and the hips to extend at the same time. Like you're dunking a basketball.
All right, Brian, talk us through this footage. What the hell's going on?
Well, first lift today was the snatch from the block. What we got you to do today was actually start the lift from below the knee, which is a pretty challenging start position.
Why?
Well, we got to work as many different variations of the lifts as we can, right? We can't just do full snatch, full clean and jerk every day because you would stagnate, right? You would get stale. You wouldn't make any progress doing that. But if we vary the starting position once a week, if we vary the position in which you catch it, i.e. a power snatch versus a full snatch, we can get away with doing the Olympic lifts more frequently without, you know, hitting any walls or any stales.
Gotcha. So, talk us through the technique here. What do you think about this power snatch?
Technique's pretty good.
Okay.
Obviously for you, we're trying to work on your extension. So incorporating full extension. I mean, your pickup off the block is fine. You're still lacking a little bit of extension. But then what we're getting you to do to help groove that full snatch pattern is after you catch the weight, riding that weight down into the full overhead squat, which today actually got better and better as the sets went on.
Yeah, like for the record, that is pretty much the first time I've handled anything over 80 pounds, I think, with the overhead squat. It felt horrible at first, but then you kind of, as you lock your shoulders, go, like, what are the technique points you told me? It felt better as it went on, for sure.
Well, for you, like just remembering to keep your shoulder blades pulled together and your head inside, so your head forward of your arms really gets that bar in the nice position, and the alignment should be the bar over your shoulder, over your ankle. And as the sets went on, you got a little bit looser maybe, you started to activate your upper back, and you started to get into that overhead squat better.
And what did you tell me about benching here? Because I heard it, I pretended to ignore it, but then you said it again, so I guess it means it's supposed to stay.
Yeah, you can't run away from it, but one thing that some people have to consider is that bench pressing can sometimes tighten up the interior part of your shoulder and make overhead squatting or snatching harder. So for you, like I said today, I mean, we're doing a once a week bench just to keep you swole.
And I did do it on Saturday, so it was 2 days ago.
Right, so it was 2 days ago, and one thing to consider is that if that's hindering your ability to get into the full overhead squat, we might have to cut it out.
Oh no. I don't know who I am anymore, Brian.
It's okay. The people know you, I think, more like for your hair and your personality. You have a lot more to offer than just your pecs.
I hope so. Oh. Brian, what did we go on after the snatch? So we did some snatching and then we did some jerking.
Yeah, we did. We snatched and jerked. Yeah, weird, but necessary.
Nice, but jump.
We did jerk from the block today, or from the rack today, sorry.
Yep.
Lucky enough to have jerking blocks, which is really helpful. Yeah, those are a thing.
Those are a thing.
It's not a dirty thing.
We're just gonna bulldoze over all these comments.
Yeah. So the jerk from the rack was pretty good today. Working on your timing, working on getting your head inside. And again, like, you actually got better as the sets went on. You kind of lacked a bit of extension.
Yeah, I wasn't getting that, to be honest, at first. Like, I basically was kind of like overhead pressing it type of thing, where I wasn't using my legs at all.
Yeah, it was almost like an overhead press into a split lunge thing. It was weird. It was weird, but it was effective. But then you started to get the timing a little bit better. So as you extended, the bar traveled a lot quicker overhead, and you were able to split your feet, and the timing was good.
So for my first time ever jerking it, you would give it a 6 out of 10?
Well, nothing beats your first time jerking it.
Nothing beats your first time jerking it.
In this case, it was a pretty successful day.
It was a pretty. So overall, yeah. So talk us through overall, how did this day go? How's training going so far? This is the real, what did you call it? Accumulation phase. This is like the first real phase of lifting that we're doing.
Yeah, it's definitely a higher volume phase. I got to say that your technique is getting better as weeks go on. You're also getting more mobile, which is great. So it's not taking you as long to get into these positions. And you know, we're working with pretty modest weights right now. Like, you are a lot stronger than you're showing in these lifts, but we're going to keep it at this 65 to 75% of 1RM mark, because, you know, we want to make sure that the technique is polished.
Got it. That's perfect. Anything else you want to say, Coach?
Make sure you extend when you jerk. Yeah.
Guys, so that's the video. That's what I'm working on. Post below what you want to see. Brian, any closing thoughts in terms of how the lifting went, or like this phase, or anything in general?
Well, I think, like I've said to you, and like I'd say to everybody out there, when you're learning Olympic weightlifting, you have to be patient. Now, it's very technical. Take the time to learn the technique. Seek out coaches that are qualified to help you learn the technique. And remember, you can't do anything in this sport without earning it. You got to put in the time, you got to put in the effort. It's not going to happen overnight.
Guys, that is the video. If you like the video, make sure to like the damn video. Brian, where can people find you?
On Instagram at B_Marsh27.
I'll be seeing all you guys, my rascals, in that next video. Peace.